sounded really, really quiet. Let me just switch this up right up. Can you hear me okay? Tracy and Marlene, is it the sound okay? It's fine? Great. I'll pop the other one on. Recording in progress. We are good to go. So, welcome this evening. This is the first one of my evening sessions here at Elixir Vitality. What we've been doing over this last week, I think, is creating this kind of circle of energy, which feels to me like wild goddess energy. And that seems to be what's happened, is that we have both here in Croatia, they're coming on from the UK or wherever you're coming from in the world, we seem to have this little wild goddess little network forming. So I'm going to invite you tonight to take anything around you that you need. So just take a moment. We kind of build a nest around ourselves. So you could even have a bolster if you like, a bolster, or you could take a block to sit on, a blanket to sit on. In winter, this Wednesday night class has been all about creating the coziness. Well, when it's, I think 33 degrees today, it didn't feel like we needed much cozy. But I did want to bring to this class, so this is going to be somatic healing yoga, this idea of really nurturing ourselves, of showing ourselves compassion, of loving our bodies, because really this is where all transformation comes from. We're in times where there's a lot of fear around, and that can close us off, and that's not a healing mode. And the opposite to fear is not actually bravery, it's actually love. So this, I'm going to be working with the heart center, both at the front and the back of the body. We're going to be looking to soften the body, a real feminine energy to everything. And what does somatic mean? Somatic generally means, and simply means, working with the body's natural intelligence. So the soma is the body. The idea is that we don't operate from here. We operate from here. Our body knows. I feel like what's happening with these times is we're moving from being led by our thinking minds. Now we're transitioning into our feeling minds. And this sits with this idea of the somatic process, which is body-led. And it's your body-led, not my body-led. So what my body's doing might look completely different to your body. And the idea is all you need plants in the garden and you listen to your body. If there's one thing that I think would be the most powerful tool that I could give you, sort of passing on as a teacher, would be the ability to listen to your body, to tune into your body, and to be able to hear its whispers, so you know when the body says yes and the body says no. And so if you think about the body, we're also going to combine this with raising the frequency. If you think about the body as a really, really sensitive tuning fork, or you've got antennae, and the body has all these like signals that tell you if your environment, if you're thinking, the people you're around is safe or not, and that also applies to your movement. So tonight we're going to move in a way where the body, we're seeking out the sensation where the body says yes. When the body says yes, that's when we've got it. No matter, it's not about shapes, it's not about what it looks like, it's all about how it feels. So let's start in the place where there's the most potential for healing, where there's a place that's got the highest potential for frequency, and that's the heart center. So if we were to photograph, the body doing MRI scan, it's got the most activity right at the heart center. So let's place the hands on the heart and just find your comfortable seat, as we're going to take a few minutes just to arrive and to ground ourselves. So just closing the eyes, sitting just slightly on the front of the sit bones, with the spine long, but not held. So we want to feel like the spine is just kind of, it's held up by a string, a really delicate string, but it's still able to oscillate, to wave, to move, as if the spine is suspended in water. With the eyes closed, simply just feel the warmth coming from your hands. The heart just gently lifts up slightly just to meet the hands, but it's just very gentle, not forced. It will happen automatically as you breathe in. And maybe you can feel the heart is also suspended in this water, this fluid in the body. How it moves just gently. You can imagine it almost as a fluid-filled balloon. It kind of opens towards the hands and then it softens back in. And that's all we're watching right now. Feeling the movement of the heart and then feeling the beat of the heart. The breath is soft. Everything about tonight's practice is about soft. When we soften, we release the fear from the body. We open ourselves up to love. Just allow yourself to send via the hands a little bit of love into your heart. And allow those feelings of love spread through the body into every cell of your being. And also now feel on the back of the body, the heart on the back of the body. Slightly opens as you inhale and then softens as you exhale. Feel that heart space on the back of the body. Feel the balance of the front and the back, the heart center. Feel the even flow of the breath like a wave. And just releasing the hands down onto the knees. And dropping the chin down to the chest. Just let the head be heavy, shoulders relaxed. Gently roll the head to the side, to roll the chin to one side. Nice and slow. And then rolling the chin back down to the chest. So this is this is the pace that we're going to be moving at tonight. It's an evening practice. So we want to be slow, mindful, starting to just wind the system down. You move slow enough, and this is the important bit. You move slow enough to be able to feel everything. And if it feels okay with you, you can start to take the head in a full circle. Again, super slow. So you feel everything. If it feels nice to hold somewhere, then do. Don't be attached to how far you're going with the movement. But just follow what feels right. Follow what feels like love rather than fear. And what this movement is doing is help us tune into these body whispers by waking up the vagus nerve, this wandering nerve that kind of, the super highway of the body. So we're checking in. We're just having a little tete-a-tete, little meeting with the body. How's things going? How are you right now? And you are the best listening friend. You're just holding the space, you're listening in. Pick it up on the non-verbal cues of how everything feels. And you're honoring your body, just allowing it all, however you're feeling right now. Let's slow down and come to a stop. Just take the head round in the other direction. You might notice it feels a little different. Just be aware if there's any clunks and clicks. That's absolutely fine. Maybe a little crunchiness. That's also okay. Just observe and go slow enough so you can feel it. You feel everything. The whole idea of this class is you have to feel it to heal it. If we're going mindlessly or on autopilot, that's when we miss it. We feel it, we become aware of it, and we can release anything that needs releasing. And maybe just relaxing the shoulders a little bit more, keep them moving, just letting the shoulders kind of join in. You know, the shoulders come into the party as well. Like shoulders round, so nice kind of looseness to the movement. You'll notice we're working in spirals, and there's something very magical about spirals. The body actually works in spirals, waves, arcs. The body recognizes itself in a spiral as a creature of nature. And feel free to change over the cross of the legs now. As we change direction, but keep this spiral involved in the shoulders. Inhale, start to join the breath now. We inhale, the chest opens. The exhale, we soften in. So always this contrast between like, the inhale is like a yawn. The exhale, relaxing sigh. And then we kind of make it a spiral, but it doesn't need to be too organized. It's just soft. It's just finding that natural movement. And maybe we start to move down into the waist. If you're on a block like me there, you might want to come down. And then it starts to evolve into this circling around the sit bones. And it's not even that it's just around the sit bones, because what we want to allow is for the whole body to move. So this is called Sufi world. It's a very ancient practice, but for me, I feel it's very relevant to these modern times. What it does is it softens all these fascial connections in the body, even the tops of the feet. So just allowing the legs to move. We're going to be doing lots of spiraling this summer sequence. Every time we come to this movement, it will be something different. So just allow that. Let the body guide you, let the heart guide you, let love guide you, and that will release the fear from the body and bring about this state of feeling safe in your environment and also being able to go with the flow as things change around us. So let's one more time change over the cross of the legs. And tonight, it could be the first sort of introduction, and maybe this somatic movement is new for you. I'm just going to be staying with the basics. For me, as a teacher of a long time, I love going back to basics. I think it's the most important thing that we do. Is always just take it back in. Don't get carried away with stuff. Just take it back in. Just check in. Where am I right now? You might feel these circles getting bigger as the body gets more kind of freedom of movement, and we find this beautiful fluidity in the body. You'll find you have more range of movement. Okay, let's slowly come to a stop now. Let's get the legs out to the side. So working now on the back of the body. We're going to take the hands down to the earth. And we're just going to move the arms around. As you're stretching the hands away, it's a little bit like kneading dough, kneading bread. It's like you're kind of pushing the edges out to the side with the hand. You feel this back body soften out. So you're kind of reaching out into the spaces. And here's this slight kind of nuance with somatic movement, the difference between sort of pandiculation and stretching. It's like we can still extend like a yawn, but we're not kind of holding rigid to stretch. It's like it's a reach into the space. The body softens like dough. Also starts to have this wonderfully nourishing effect on the nervous system. Now let's slightly draw the hands back from here, start to roll up, and start to slide the heels in towards the bottom. And then we're going to take the hands behind, and then we're just going to drop the knees side to side. As you do this, stay focused on the feet. So we're just dropping the knees side to side. So I'm going to work with the heart and the hips in this season. You can release the hands now. Right. Now, how that works. You can always bring them back down if you want to. But the hips are where our feminine power is. So this is the goddess area. So as we release around the hips, that's kind of our long-held emotions. It's the element of water which helps us go with the flow. Now see if you can we're just going to change this with the arms. As we drop the legs to the left now, just going to peel open that left arm, draw the elbow back, we're coming towards center and just slide around. And then we're going to peel it open out. So it's heart and hips this. So I'm feeling like that. So goddess energy, feminine love, which is, not really talking about the gender thing either. It's like I feel like it's what the world needs at the moment, is that feminine energy, that softness, collaboration. But it's also us women open up this kind of wild, creative energy for ourselves. It empowers us to be wild, free. That's the best way to raise your vibration. Okay, this one, we go over to the right. We're going to spiral the arms around behind you. So I'm going to show you from the side. Just spiral the arms around behind as if the hands are going to press up. And we're just going to roll down and roll up. So press down and roll. Inhale, the heart's open at the front. Exhale, the heart's open at the back. Or kind of positions maybe you don't do in everyday life. We're getting into those parts the body doesn't usually get into. Now lifting up and just planting the right hand down. We're going to lift this top arm down. Okay, then we're going to lift off the hips. So just take a big yawn here. Big lifting off the hips, just thinking of opening the heart and lifting the hips up towards the sky. And then softening back in towards the center. And we're going to change over the legs, switching over the legs, spiral the arms around behind you so hands can be in press up position. There's a bit like a pigeon here, actually. Inhale as you press down, exhale as you roll up. Inhale, breathe in as you press down, breathe out as you roll up. Really feel it, this sense of the hips softening, they've got more freedom of movement, the heart opening at the front and at the back. Last one, as you roll up, plant your back hand, front arm is going to lift up, we'll lift up the hips. We go full circle into the hips and heart, just making, it's a version of a wild thing here. It's kind of a wild mermaid, I would say. It's still soft, it's fluid, but it's got power and energy. And let's roll down. Come down onto the forearms and just give your legs a kick and a shake out. Feeling okay? Send the legs a little wilder. You can now take hold of the back of the legs. Let's rock up. Just check you've got space behind you. But we're going to do some rocks and rolls. I'm going to turn onto the side, but you can stay facing me. So taking hold of the back of the legs. We're just going to do some rocking and rolling. One of my favourite yoga moves, this one. This really gets the energy flowing and it reminds us not to take life so seriously. It reminds us of that inner child within, that playful energy, which keeps us soft. You know, notice when you do this, you can't be all hardened, can you? It's just like, maybe you can give the toes a little tickle. And rock up. And then on the last one, just laying down onto the back, taking the legs up into the air and taking the arms out to the side. Just let their legs hang for a moment. The palms lifted, the shoulders relaxed. Just let the body soften down into the earth. The bones are just floating in the fluid of the body. Let's bend the legs and take the knees wide. We're going to reach the hands down between the legs and take hold either of the ankles or hold of the edge of the feet. And bring the soles of the feet together if you can. So it's a reclined butterfly. We're just going to have a little rock here. So you can either be holding the elbows or on the outer edge of the feet. If it feels like strain, you know, just ease off a little bit. We're just in this tiny little rock. Feel the sacrum, the pelvis rock here. The hips starting to open. And just start to move in little circles here. Oh, we're really getting down into the sacral chakra here. Our seat of our feminine, creative power. Remember, everything should be soft and fluid. Make circles in the other direction. And then just release the hands and take over the backs of the legs. So just with the hands at the kind of the back of the knees, and just have a little rock and roll here. And we're going to roll all the way over onto one side and roll all the way over onto the other side. Now notice as you're doing this, and if it's more comfortable, you're going to have the hands on the top of the knees. Notice as you roll, it's like you're giving the back a massage. And that's kind of the point. If I was to describe somatic movement, it's the feeling of giving yourself a massage. So say to your body, I love you. Oh, I'm going to massage you. And try taking the arms out to the side, but keeping that rocking the knees side to side. Now the key here is not thinking how far you go, just letting the body be soft. Imagine you're moving in water and just kind of letting it move naturally. So it's like come back into the center, it's just a drop down. Massaging the lower back, maybe the top leg, you want to start to just gently extend it. And we're not looking to necessarily straighten it, you're just kind of reaching it out into the space across you and just seeing how it feels. Nothing too much, nothing too hectic. Just following the body's wisdom. The body says yes, great, you're doing it right. If you're in any pain, if you're starting to grimace, ease off a little bit, go for what feels nice. We start to develop this really lovely and a spiraling action in the body is incredibly healing. Now this time, as you go over to the right, towards the clock on that side, you take the leg over there and just sweep the left arm overhead. Start to reach it down towards the left foot and then push the left foot away to you towards the front of the mat so you come up to seated. So I'm just going to do that again just in case you missed it. So we kicked over, we bring the arm overhead. When it almost reaches the floor, the leg comes round, you push yourself up to seated, and here we are. Has everybody found that space? Yeah, looks like you're good there. So then we're going to jazz hands with the arms round towards that left leg, and we're just going to soften and wave here. So the idea of somatic movement, it's the opposite would be like taking a strap or taking hold of the foot and forcing my leg to stretch. When I force my leg to stretch, it contracts. When the body contracts, it thinks it's stressed, so it doesn't soften. If we just go, I'm just going to see where I go here, that mindset, the body thinks I'm safe, it'll soften. It'll go soft, 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 melting. You can move, or it may feel, you might find somewhere for you where it's nice to hold. You might want to massage the foot. I always like with this one, anything that I'm doing with this back line of the body or back of the legs, and maybe a few of you are the same. If you've done a lot of sport when you're younger, you have tightness all the way up that back line of the body, tight hamstrings. What we need to do with them, they're tight, not get cross with them, but the opposite. Show them a bit of love. And then they relax, and then they soften. We all relax when we're being shown a bit of love, aren't we? But maybe even massaging the leg where it feels tight. And slowly, slowly just start to roll up. the upright from here. From here, we did quite a few wild things this July. I'm going to take the arms out. I'm going to open the arms out and then just give yourself a hug. Inhale and open the heart, open the chest. And exhale and draw in the heart, go back into the sit. And this one, open the arms wide, sit right onto the center of the sit bones. Drop your back hand down to the floor. And with the right arm, lift it up towards the sky. As you do this, and we're going to do this super slow, notice that this left hip is going to just start to roll in. You can start to point the left toe and push down into the right hand. And this arm goes full circle over the head, down towards that back arm. And then send it full circle up in the air, all the way back down until you lower down to the floor. From here, we're going to slide your back hand down on the floor. This left knee is going to draw in. We're going to bend the knee. We're going to roll onto the back and open the arms. And then just place the feet down on the floor. Take a micro rest here. Close the eyes. And just notice the difference between the left and the right side. Can you feel how the left side is more receptive because it's soft? Yeah, there's where the healing's happening. We take away these really tight fascial knots, which create knots in our emotional body. We become soft. So let's begin again, the other side. I'm guessing you want to do the other side after that. Yeah, let's take the legs in the air. And let's start to just drop the knees side to side. You can start to take the arms with you if you like, holding onto the knees. Massage the back of the body. For me, this is about the most important work that we can do, because no matter how much we strive to achieve certain shapes, if our body is not in receptive mode, there's kind of no point. Now try this with the arms out to the side, just gently dropping the knees side to side. Remember, you don't need to go at my rhythm. Just go at your own rhythm with the intention of giving yourself the most sensual and loving massage against the earth. It's where the body comes home to. It's Mother Earth. She's got the best hugs in the world. Mother Earth. Now maybe start to extend out the top leg. Rolling back in. Just notice how it feels. It only as far as feels nice. And notice how the body responds as well when you kind of take away all that pressure of having to, of thinking you should get somewhere. You'll probably find is the body goes further when you're not putting any pressure. It's our mind that creates the problems and it creates the restrictions in movement. So be soft in the mind and the body will soften. As we go over to the left this time, we're just going to let that Right leg just hang out there for a moment. And then we're going to take your right arm, keeping the fingernails, if you can, attached to the floor, sweeping that arm overhead and round towards your right foot. When it doesn't go any further, start to extend the right leg towards the screen or towards me, and use the right hand just to push yourself up to seated. We've all arrived, okay? Yeah, we're good. So left foot into the inside of the leg. And we're going soft, just softening over that leg. So you'll see why this is ideal, and that's for like this one. We need round ones, I think, don't we?
Like a square.
Yeah.
Or a circle.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but just, yeah, the whole thing. For me, I must admit, it's for my personal practice, it's a rare occasion I'm using that. It's very, very rare, because where I go and do my yoga is often not really the same place that we meet, or somewhere in nature. Sometimes it's at home on a big rock, sometimes it's in bed, but I rarely kind of sort of roll out of that. It's more getting inspired where I am to go and just do it in nature. It's my favourite place. The wild, it's the wild side.
I love it.
And then just softening. Where does your body want to move into? What's it need at this moment? Even notice if you're gripping with the foot. Want that leg to be engaged, want it to be just soft. It's engaged anyway, just in the position it's in. Maybe you want to massage this leg as well, maybe even reaching down to massage the sole of the foot. The whole idea is that we're not attached to lines. We're colouring outside the lines. I must ask my mother if I did that. I'm sure I did as a child. Give me colouring book, I'll be colouring around the outside of the lines. The old structure, that was linear. In spirals, in crystals, in rainbows. New structures. Slowly roll up from here, so you're sitting right on the top of the sit bones. But again, just that feeling that the spine's just kind of, dangling in water. It's still awesome. And inhale, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, popping it back into its little nest. Inhale, opening it right on the top of the sit bones, and then take the left hand behind you. This right hand is going to spiral around. As the fingers turn, that foot's turned slightly in, to just gently point the toe down into the mat. This hip spirals as well. It goes across the body first. The spiral and then lifts up. And then you can plant the right foot down on the floor. And just lift up and take the arm up over the head towards that right arm. And then all the way around, back in front, lowering down the hips. When the hips come down, the hand comes down. You slide the left arm along the mat. You come down onto the side, you roll onto the back, and you plant the feet flat. You take the arms out to the side. Feel free to make an adjustment of the body to just let it find its comfortable place. Now just gently taking one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And breathing into the hands. So notice how your breath is. It might need a moment just to slow down. The exhale. Feel everything soften. Feel everything slow down. It's as if you're just setting yourself a little bit alive. Saying it's okay, you're safe here. Nurturing the inner child. Just giving some love from you and a little hug from Mother Earth as well. And just taking both hands down to the belly. So the thumbs are together at the navel, the palms facing down on the belly, and the fingertips just facing towards your feet. It's called Yoni Mudra. Yoni is another word for our womb, or the place to see where our womb would be. Was. Place of all our ancient feminine wisdom, the wisdom of the goddess. Maybe you can feel the triangle at the back of the body too. Where it connects to the earth. A deep, deep connection between our womb and Mother Earth. I'm just going to invite you now to open out the knees, if that feels okay for you. You can take the hands there. What's nice to do first of all, just to rock the knees side to side. So this is our butterfly pose. This is where we really transform. But before we kind of arrive in the pose, we want to make sure the buttocks are not held clenched. So we're not blocked up in the root chakra. We want the legs to be nice and relaxed, the heart to be open. You can take the hands back to Yoni Mudra if you like, if you feel that that's kind of the nourishing you need. If you feel like you want to open your heart a bit more, if you feel like you need, just open your heart a bit more, you can take the arms out, the cactus arms from here. Another option as well, if you're at home, you can take a pillow underneath the each of the thighs. That's a really, really lovely, supportive pose. So if you're coming next week, you might put a couple of pillows, hold them there, or just let the legs just fall out to the side. Now, for some people, after some time, this becomes uncomfortable. At the point where it feels like you're holding it, or it's tension, just take the hands outside of the legs and bring the knees together. Don't feel like you have to stay there. You can also take the feet wider and bring the knees in. So at the point it becomes uncomfortable, do change the position of the legs. You can bring the knees together. And for many, that's going to be about now. So once you bring the legs together, the knees together, the feet a little wider, take the arms out to the side, just the elbows, shoulders soft. Maybe you have a little shimmy here as well. Just let everything soften up a bit. its contents. Focus on the out breath. Might even be a sound wants to come out. Ah. Mine's a bit deep. Old goddess. Sound. So lightly. Whatever you release from your around this sacral area. Find movement just to release off. Just bring the feet so that they're parallel, the knees over the feet. We bring the knees into the chest and just have a little soften here again. This is always my go-to pose. So when I was, a lot of my healing journey has been healing from injury. My main one was my back, and this was the most healing thing that I ever did, was bring my knees to my chest like this and hug your knee. And if you have any lower back problems, this is just magical. So let's place the left foot down on the floor. Let's lift the right leg just slightly up in the air. Just give it a little shake out to start with. Just shake out the leg. Maybe that flicking any excess water or energy off you don't need. And then we're going to bring the foot over the left leg. Drop the right knee out to the side. So you're making a figure of 4. Roughly, you want the sole of the foot in line with the outside of the left thigh. And what we're going to do is a gentle rocking motion. So we're just going to rock the foot over towards the left, and then just let it ping back. So just rocking it over. Yeah, you've got it, and then rocking it back. So you'll notice we're not forcing it into a pose. Just let the body do what it's designed to do. Now, it might be that you want to just use the finger to guide the leg over. The right hand, you want it to be nicely out to the side, maybe even up on a diagonal, just wherever it feels right for you. So you do these big rocks for a moment. You can adjust the feet to be wherever it's comfortable for you. And then let the right leg just hang out towards the right. Maybe it lands down. And again, with the left hand, you can just add literally fingertip touch on the knee. Just draw it in, ping it back. Just lightly draw it in, ping it back. Ooh, feel that movement. We don't force, we just kind of let the bones float in the water that is the body. And then the tissues soften, because the body goes, oh yeah, I recognise this. We're safe, we're in nature. Great. Feels very subtle, very powerful. Okay, we'll slowly roll back onto the back. Ooh. Use the hands to give yourself a helping hand if you need to. And then extend the right leg out along the mat. Just let it go floppy. Extend the left leg out. And just compare the sides. What you might want to do is have a little shimmy, a little wriggle. Soften it off. So let's do the other side. So we're going to plant the right foot, left leg, and take it in the air, give it a little shake. Kicking your belly off. Taking that leg, taking that left foot over the right leg, and let the knee just fall out to the side. It might feel a little stiff and tight to start with, so adjust where the feet are just to make sure you want the body to be soft. Arms just like floppy out to the side, and then taking the left foot over the body and just letting it rock back. Over the body. Start with just small rocking action. We've still got this feeling of massage in the back body against the earth. We're loosening, around the hips, releasing all our feminine, creative energy. It's gonna, your unique kind of creative, like this seed inside you. So that's going to create the butterfly that is gonna emerge, I'm intending, by the end of July. And it's the butterfly, it's not what it looks like, it's the feeling of the butterfly, it's the feeling of lightness and colour and your unique expression as a wild creature in tune with its environment. That's the butterfly spirit. Now when you drop the left foot down to the side now, you took the right hand just onto the knee and just draw it in and bring it back. Just draw it in and bring it back. Just watch. For me, and you get this too, but these tiny little things, like just watching that knee ping back and go, whoa, that's a little bit of magic, isn't it? It's the reflex in the body. We don't want to work against these, we want to work with them. That's somatic yoga, is working with the body's intelligence, its natural intelligence, rather than the mind forcing it to do loads of stuff that it's not really designed to do. More of these, just let that leg ping back, coming back to, right, and back. Shake out that left leg and then just lay it down on the mat. Draw the right leg out to the side and just let the body rock side to side. Let it wiggle. Let it, imagine you've got an old soapy and just like massage your body on the floor, maybe pump the feet, maybe shake. See what the body wants. Maybe the body wants for the knees to come into the chest for a little while. Is there anything else your body needs before we start to come into starfish? Feel free to take this minute just to do your own thing. This is your time. What does the body need? It might need, and probably not if you're in Croatia, but if you're back in the UK, you might need a blanket. Sorry. You might want a blanket to lie on. But we're going to lie flat out on the mat like this. We're going to lay it flat and we're going to do big starfish. Let's take a few of those breaths, shall we? That just feels right now. There could have been stuff you've released over this last hour. Let it all come out on the out breath. Oh, big breath in. Might feel like a roar wants to come out. Might feel like it's a scream to see what wants to come out of your mouth. Just let it all go and let the body just go floppy. If it's more comfortable for you and your body, you can have the feet flat. Okay, so if you have problems with the lower back, it's probably a little safe to have the feet flat or over a bolster. Your other option is to take the legs up the wall. Wherever you are, allow your body to soften down into the mat. So just allow it to go heavy. Imagine a starfish in the sand, making this imprint. Starfish is strong, but it's soft. It's perfectly unique. It can adapt to a changing environment. It can go to places it's never been before. When it needs to rest, it just grounds itself down into the rock and lets itself Go soft. So as you feel this lovely warm, nourishing hug from Mother Earth, just allow the body to rest and be. Just be. Be here right now. Maybe you can feel the magic beneath the skin. This ever-changing fluid being you are. Constantly evolving. Maybe you can feel where we change the frequency of the body. Maybe you can feel that fizziness, the vibration. And this is the thing that we can control. You want to understand secrets of the universe. Think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. These are the things we can affect. So that's feeling good. Again, take the tip of the thumb, tip of the forefinger together on each hand and just press gently, sealing in this new energy into the body. Knowing you keep this vibration beyond this class. Know that you can always change your vibration. Simply just have a good shake. Something. Or show yourself some more. So this will start to move now. Gently bring the feet so they're flat. Let's just roll onto one side and come into a ball. And just give yourself a hug here and take a moment to thank your body for what it allows you to do. And keeping the eyes closed, gently just bring yourself up to a seated position with the legs crossed as we join together in the garden. Let's rub the palms together. Or around the virtual fire in the garden. Everybody, unique plants, unique flowers, unique butterflies. Place them palms over the eyes. The eyes be closed. So we gently take the hands away with the eyes open. And bring the hands down to the heart. And from my heart to your heart. Namaste. With love and light. Hope you have a lovely evening and you enjoyed today's class. A little bit different to you. You enjoyed it? Oh, love the fact you just smiled all the way through. It was really, did your body
Yes, and feel everything like melting, you know, and then like and those words, you know, this is really good to me. You are doing something good. I love it. And you know, happy like when we started, I feel like that, like feeling that yes, here and here, like I'm a child, a bit small child.
That's really nice.
And then I'm hugging myself here, here and here. It was like, wow.
Really nourishing the inner child. That's so beautiful.
It's really
Oh,
amazing.
that's really nice. Bye, hey Tracy. Hope you're feeling good. Something.